My name is Professor Amidu Owolabi Ayeni, a professor of environmental geography. Today is a special day in my life. I'm so happy that I cannot quantify my happiness. It is a day that I've been planning for.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, I welcome you all to the 456th Inaugural Lecture Series, the 10th Inaugural Lecture in the 2025-2026 academic session. Today's inaugural lecture, titled Geography, Development and Identity, Where is the Duplication?, will be delivered by Professor Amidu Owolabi Ayeni of the Department of Geography, Faculty of Social Sciences.
Madam Vice Chancellor, geography as an interdisciplinary field not only complements the interests of other disciplines, but uniquely positioned to provide a comprehensive and spatially oriented perspective on environmental issues. In its
a very good and interesting inaugural lecture with immense contribution on improving our society and the world at large. Congratulations to you and your faculty. I thank you all for coming and wish you safe return to your various destinations. I hereby declare this assembly closed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Can we please be upstanding for the university procession? Let's remain standing for the university anthem. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services, Professor Owolabi. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Development Services, Professor Owolabi. The Registrar and Secretary to Council, Mrs. Victoria Abosedi. The Provost, College of Medicine, Professor Ademola Oremosu. The Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Professor Adelaja Udukoya. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press. I welcome you all to the 456th Inaugural Lecture Series, the 10th Inaugural Lecture in the 2025-2026 academic session. Today's inaugural lecture, titled Geography, Development and Identity, Where is the Duplication?, will be delivered by Professor Amidu, Owolabi, Ayeni of the Department of Geography, Faculty of Social Sciences. He began his academic career at the University of Lagos as an assistant lecturer in 2010 and rose through the ranks and was appointed a full professor of geography in 2023. His research interests span environmental studies, water and hydrological sciences, climate change, and geoinformation sciences. Professor Ayeni's academic contributions are extensive, with over 80 peer-reviewed articles and book chapters. The renowned professor of geography serves on the reviewer boards of reputable journals by international publishers such as Elsevier, Springer Nature, Sage, amongst others. These journals include University of Lagos Journal of Medicine, Science and Technology, the University of Lagos Journal of Humanities, as well as the Journal of Environmental Management, the Journal of Hydrology, the Regional Studies, Discover Cities, Wetlands, Ecology and Management, and Hydrological Science Journal. He acts as external examiner and professorial assessor to various universities, both national and international. For example, the University of Ilorin, the University of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, the University of Witwatersrand, and South Africa, and the University of Pretoria, South Africa. A specialist in environmental geography, Professor Ayeni is an active member of numerous professional associations, including the Association of Nigerian Geographers, the African Association of Remote Sensing of the Environment, the International Association of Hydrological Sciences, married and blessed with children. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to invite Professor Amidu Owolabi Ayeni to the podium to deliver his inaugural lecture.
Someone called me this morning that today's inaugural lecture has been postponed indefinitely. And I told the person that it's April Fool. He said, I thought April Fool. I thought there is a France. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Research. The Registrar, the Bursar, the Librarian, the Provost College of Medicine, the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, other deans of faculties, members of the University Senate, heads of department, distinguished academic and professional colleagues, distinguished non-academic colleagues, administrative and technical, your lordship, spiritual and temporal. Dear students, gentlemen of early 70s in Ikareakopo, Ondo State, interested, at the time of my arrival, my father visited a wise alpha who shared a vision that will leave an indelible mark on my destiny. The alpha revealed a vision of me standing in front of multitude, addressing me as doctor. This prophecy led my father to believe I was destined to become a medical doctor. However, destiny had chosen a different path for me. My educational journey began at the AUD Primary School and Nasaruddin Primary School in Ikareakopo during the mid-70s through late 80s for global scholarly exposure. Madam, in 2011, I undertook a postdoctoral fellowship at the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, South Africa. My academic engagement has also taken me to other globally renowned institutions, including ICTP, Italy, Brown University, USA, University of Twente, the Netherlands, CESNIC, USA. Why this international engagement was shaping my scholarly outreach, my academic progression within the university was also progressing steadily. I commenced my academic career as an assistant lecturer in 2010 and progressed through the rank as lecturer 2 in 2011, lecturer 1 2013, senior lecturer 2016, associate professor 2020, culminating in my appointment as professor in 2025, backdated to 2023. The culmination of my academic pursuits and experiences, but also a testament to the power of perseverance, dedication, and enduring commitment to the pursuit of knowledge. I look forward to delving into the intricacies of geography. My journey into the realm of geography and environment is a story deeply intertwined with the enigmatic tapestry of life twists and turns, a journey that began with a prophetic glimpses at my path, followed by a profound connection to my environment and culminating in the realization of a big dream as a professor of environmental geography. I'm grateful to share this remarkable odyssey that starts with an unexpected event in my early 20s. Madam President, in 1991, I fell ill with acute typhoid fever, hospitalized and discharged with a burning question in my heart. What would have caused my ailment? To which the doctor calmly responded, it could have been the water you drank or the food you ate. My panic reaction was how and why could something as basic as food and water become a threat to human health? This question ignited a lifelong academic search for environmental understanding. Madam Vice, my desire to understand the mystery of our environment and complex connection with human activities led me from undergraduate studies to PhD degrees. The scope of geography, covering physical and human dimensions, as well as the recent addition, geospatial technique. While physical geography comprises mainly the rocks and minerals, landforms, soil, water, atmosphere, climate, and weather, human geography covers population, settlement, economic activities, agriculture, urban settlement, etc., etc. On the third leg, geospatial techniques, including remote sensing, cartography, GIS, resource analysis, the discipline, geography, and its purpose. Madam Vice, in spite of the terminological and thematic variation, a general consensus exists, which is that geography seeks to understand how people make a living, the environment they inhabit, and the socio-economic structure they develop. Physical geography provides the backdrop, while human geography focuses on the socio-economic activity. Conditioned by human geography often centers on observable and spatially variable phenomena. There is little geographic utility in studying universal features, e.g., footpaths, common to all societies, the ordinary people in our street where we pass every day. Are interested in roads whose characteristics and socio-economic impact vary across regions. You can easily tell where you are around the world through the road. When you see a picture of United States, you will know that this is not Nigeria. When you see our road in Lagos, because there in Lagos, you don't negotiate photo. You decide on which one you enter. That's our interest. This reflects geography emphasis on spatial differentiation and its implication for human development. This brings me to a long-standing accusation against the discipline. On the application of duplication in geography, the saying where the interest of other disciplines stop, that is where the interest of geography started. In bridging gaps between different scientific fields, we are the bridge builder. When you are missing your road, when you see geographer, you connect it together. For example, in the topic of marginal sea fishing, which is normally included in economic geography, the fish are studied by the zoologists, but there is no separate discipline which studies fishing. Also, farming constitutes a core aspect of agriculture, but it is approached from different disciplines. Agronomics focus on farming methods, economics focus on output costs and trade, while geographers examine the spatial distribution of different types of farming, focus on fundamental principles and processes. Geography steps in to study how these principles manifest in the earth landscape. Your interest as a chemistry is to tell us the chemistry of water. Our own interest is to tell you the impact of that chemistry on human beings. Sciences concentrate on specific aspects of the environment, such as air quality, urban diversity. Geography takes a broader view. It considers how environmental components interact and how human activities impact the environment at any scale. Can this be alleged as duplication by geography? Still capital no. Madam Vice Chancellor. On the other hand, environment refers to the surroundings in which organisms, including we human beings, live, interact, depend upon for sustenance. It encompasses everything from natural elements like air, the water, and land to human-made structure due to both natural processes and human activities. By this brief explanation, it is clear that geography's role in understanding the environment is multifaceted and pivotal. Now that I took the right choice. Through my environment, I understand that there is first called geography, which have connection with our environment. Geography, as an interdisciplinary field, not only complements the interests of other disciplines, but uniquely positioned to promote environmental issues. Geography takes a holistic approach. It investigates how human society interacts with and impacts the natural world, recognizing that environmental challenges are inherently intertwined with human action and the spread of diseases. Can this be alleged as duplication by geography? Still capital no. Within this broad scientific space lie my own academic specialization, environmental geography. Madam Vice Chancellor, my core area of specialization is environmental geography, a subdiscipline within geography that focuses on relationship between human activities and the natural environment. In turn, influences human society and as well focuses on the spatial aspect of interaction between humans and the natural environment. Specialists in this field study how physical processes, and sustainability. This field encompasses a wide range of topics, including geo-ecosystem, climate change, resource management. As you can see, there are many here. There are many set of environmental geography. I'll just mention 3 of them. In ecosystem functions, these are very present words. Without compromising the ability of the future, our born generation, to meet their own needs, sustainable development comprises 3 fundamental pillars: environmental protection, economic growth, and social equity. Environmental geography plays a critical role in balancing these pillars through its capacity to integrate spatial, ecological, and socio-political variables into planning and decision-making processes. I submit that environmental geography, when harnessed in its full critical and integrative potentials, it is not just a field of study. It is a framework for hope. That's the way we have now. Our present, we can see our future from the present. Then we know where we are going. Through the capacity to integrate spatial ecological variables and into planning and decision-making process, I submit that environmental geography, when harnessed in full critical and integrative potential, is not just a field of study. It is a framework for hope. It offers us the conceptual tools to understand our world, the spatial language to describe it, and the ethical compass to change it. Our thinking today will determine where we be tomorrow. As a scholar and custodian of knowledge, we must interrogate not only the content of our field, from our local example, as you can see on the screen. The subject matter spans from desertification in the arid zone to the urban heat island in Lagos. Organization in which human activities have become a dominant influence on climate and environment. Environmental geography has become more reflective and urgent in advancing sustainable development goals. And international journals. All my publications are visible online, and more than 40% are in Q1 and Q2 journals. And I am still publishing. In the last week, Meaning that I am not a local professor. This work, which I carefully synthesized, reflects the core of my scholarly contributions. In the next slide, I will present my academic contributions under 5 thematic areas: water and resource management, environmental sustainability and ecosystem, indigenous knowledge and cultural ecology, climate change and adaptation studies, policy, sanitation, PIS, and urban issues. My scholarly contribution to water research span critical themes of water security, quality assessment, access inequality, and the socio-cultural implications of water governance, especially in Nigeria. For example, in mapping population, as you can see on the screen, in mapping population of water poverty of Akoko North East community, that is my community, Ayeni and Toneye 2011, we utilize geospatial techniques to map disparity in household water access, revealing patterns of deprivation often masked in aggregate statistics, in groundwater quality assessment for domestic water use in the microgeological unit of Lagos, Ayeni and Toneye 2014. We evaluated water suitability using hydrochemical indices and groundwater policy report. The paper, the local expert perception of environmental changes and its impact on surface water in southwestern Nigeria, Ayeni et al. 2016, exemplifies my integrative approach by bridging local knowledge and scientific inquiry through qualitative assessment involving local stakeholders and drive of surface water sources are deeply aligned with observed climatic and anthropogenic trends. Collectively, this work combines hydrological sciences, GIS, and social inquiry to support inclusive water policy development and serve as a core for coordinated investment in water infrastructure, environmental stewardship, and climate adaptive governance in Nigeria evolving hydrological landscape. A core aspect of environmental sustainable expansion in sub-Saharan Africa, implication for sustainable development in Nigeria and Ghana, Ayeni et al. 2025, which explore how infrastructural expansion lead to habitat loss and species decline in Africa. Today, everybody wants to have his or her own house without taking the consideration of our environment. All these areas like Agege should be a forestry or like a plantation. But everybody, you want to own your land to the side. This is the outcome. This work contributes discourses on urban ecology and has implications for sustainable city planning, and also inform environmental debates that represent my works on indigenous knowledge system, including but not limited to the following listed on the screen. The foundational piece, adaptation to water stress in Nigeria derived savanna area, Ayeni, Toneye, and Badu, 2014, examining local adaptation strategies such as seasonal water harvesting and customary irrigation practices as crucial resilience to in semi-arid environment. This was operationalized in Africa Indigenous Knowledge System and the World, Ayeni and Aborishadi 2022, where we offer a theoretical exposition of the value of traditional knowledge within global epistemologies and arguing for a recognition of sustainability. This work, the work turn water as a cultural element, understanding Nigeria household activity and festivities. Again, this is my time, and one of the things I will do in my community that we need to do with ourselves. When I said I fell in 1991, I drank this water, but I thought it was that water, but the doctor tried to change my mind that it's not the water, maybe it is the food. But this is this is what we normally drink in our community. And after this, the risk. And social functions of water in indigenous cosmology, urging for a cultural sensitive lens in environmental sustainability. It has well revealed the symbolic and practical uses of water body, advocating for the inclusion of cultural water values in planning frameworks. These studies collectively challenge the dichotomy between traditional and scientific knowledge, showing that integrating indigenous knowledge system with formal system enhances adaptive capacity, especially in climate sensitive sectors such as agriculture and water management. They support a pluralistic knowledge framework in sustainability science and the idea that indigenous knowledge offers a complementary and sometimes corrective lens to scientific model, enabling more adaptive, inclusive, and sustainable environmental challenges. Still on that, all this water, in one of my work, I tried to sample many pond water open stream across southwestern Nigeria. And I discovered that it is not what the science is thinking that's the problem. But people who even go to, there was one in my area that they put a banner there that a woman menstruating should not step into that water to know the extent of the implication. So it's not about the woman menstruating, it's about the water. My contribution to climate change scholarship focus on the intertwined and local ecological knowledge across West Africa. My notable works on this area are as listed on the screen. I emphasize the dual value of scientific modeling, indigenous and environmental perception as tools for resilient building. Building on this, my multiscalar studies such as rainfall variability in sub-Saharan Africa, Ayeni 2014, assessing the impact of global changes on surface water resources of southwestern Nigeria, Ayeni 2050 zone. This effort position my work and research at the intersection of climate analytics, socio-ecological adaptation, and community resilience building, contributing towards equitable climate governance and adaptive development planning in Nigeria and beyond. Madam Vice Chancellor, my cross-disciplinary contribution are also listed on the screen. The paper, Environmental Policies for Emergency Management and Public Safety, in 2019, advocates for a proactive policy model that combines institutional response with grassroots involvement to address urban environmental emergencies. Sanitation and water quality studies such as state of water supply sources and sanitation in Nigeria, implication for Muslims in a career ago. You now know that I love my town. Ayeni, Toleye, and Balogun, 2009, an assessment of urban poverty, water and sanitation in Alimosho, Ege, Ayeni, and Ogunyemi 2015 have explored the religious, cultural, and economic dimension of sanitation, advocating for inclusivity in sanitation policies that cater for diverse user needs. I have employed GIS in numerous studies to enhance urban and environmental analysis. For instance, geostatistical evaluation of impact of climate variability on malaria incidences, Otutoya and Ayeni et al. 2024 use spatial and temporal model systems, while our work, COVID-19 and orthodox healthcare facilities and professionals in Lagos State, challenges and lessons for the future. Ayeni and Aboricha 2022 examines the scourge of COVID-19 in the context of Nigeria orthodox healthcare facility and professionals. Similarly, the Techno project on climate change and illegal fishing brought together is from marine biology, Professor Aderolu, Professor Lawal Are, Professor Mingini Lawal, and from economics, Professor Akinleye, from microbiology, Professor Inaugural, our newly appointed BBC. And law, you know, as a geographer, you ask me what are you doing with the law? You know, they are, you know, talk telling us about the law that surrounding the environment. So I'm telling them that what did they know about that environment that required the experience of it's about geography. Just promoted to professor last week Friday programmation. Internationally, my passion was ignited at Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, South Africa, and ITC, Netherlands, where I work closely with diverse research groups, including the Earth Observation, the Group, Hydrosciences Group, you can see them on the screen. Hydrosciences research, more than 20 countries across Africa, North America, Europe, and Middle East. Alongside these journeys came significant research achievements. Some of my notable awards and honors include University of Ilorin Departmental Prize for the best student in geography. Also, NYC State Merit Award. Participated in several regional and national capacity building. Notably, introduction to spatial-based, agent-based modeling, environmental hydrology for water security, disaster resilience, connection and flows, water energy and digital technology across the world. Alongside research, I also contributed professional consultancy expertise, technology, analysis, land use and GIS mapping, and panel review of major projects. The picture on screen are a few of the university in various capacities, including but not limited to University of Lagos Academic Cooperative Limited, Subdean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Faculty of Social Sciences, University of Lagos. You can see as many that there. I cannot list. I also contribute to academic quality assurance through examination and assessment role. I have served as geodesy and geophysics. In addition, I contribute to academic mentorship and postgraduate development. As a result, I have co-produced 2 PhD candidates. Dr. Ayeni, Dr. Adebola Aramide, 3 of my PhD students are currently at various stages of their program, including my PhD student at the University of Witwatersrand, South Africa. It's online apprentice lecture. I've equally supervised over 40 master and 50 undergraduate students. Conclusion. I said earlier, many of the subjects from which geography is said to borrow or duplicate do not exist. But the fact that geography does not take up the particular part about phenomena, only when it has recognized their geographical conditionality, but establishes their geographical circumstances illustratively and anchor onto the causal investigation as well as introducing parts to phenomena whose fundamental connection to human and environment interest is not yet clear. Madam Vice Chancellor. So, where is duplication? It is all about interest and work created by discipline. It is and work created by discipline. Where your interest, ma'am, as medical or clinical microbiologist, chemist, botanist, sociologist, medical practitioner, pharmacist, among others. Stop. That is where our interest as geographers started. Enough, as a geographer, tell us what you know about what you think you know, and we will tell you what you don't know about what you think you know nothing about. Recommendations. Madam Vice Chancellor, based on this insight, I recommend the following. Educational institutions and policy makers should actively integrate the national knowledge system into environmental management and climate adaptation programs. Perception-based climate data gathered from farmers, elders, water users, and local experts should be systematically incorporated into climate policies. Communities must no longer be passive recipients of policy, they must be co-authors. We must retain the role of the university, not just as knowledge generator, but as an anchor of transformative change in society. The average tower must become a lighthouse, shedding light on the challenges that matter and guiding society toward equity, resilience, and sustainability. Acknowledgements. With profound gratitude, I offer my deepest thanks to the divine creator, Almighty Allah, the weaver of dreams, the master of infinite possibilities, the artisan of all creation, the supreme guide, my sustainer and my protector. My journey, my accomplishment, and the aspirations that lie ahead are all illuminated by the grace of Almighty Allah. Thank you, Allah, for guiding me from one level to another, day by day, with boundless love and mercy. I remain forever grateful to my primary school teacher who fostered the seed of learning in me. I am also grateful to my secondary school teacher, especially Mrs. Balogun, my geography teacher in Form 3, and as well Mr. Lokunboye, our principal during my Form 4. I extend my sincere appreciation to my undergraduate mentors at the University of Ilorin for nurturing my academic growth. My HOD in Ilorin is here, and Professor Ajibade. I recognize your presence, Professor Ajibade, and the HOD. Also, I offer my deepest gratitude to my PhD supervisor, Dr. Shoneye, now Professor Shoneye, and Dr. Balogun, whose unwavering guidance and mentorship enabled me to bring my scholarly aspirations to fruition. I am deeply thankful to the following distinguished scholars at national level as listed on the screen. I want to especially thank Professor Ayeni Salami, one of my supervisors on IDRC OPEC grant and project. Professor Ayeni Salami is a former Vice Chancellor of Technical University Ibadan and now current INEC President Commissioner, Lagos State. Professor Jimmy Adegoke, FBC Kapaga Sibiri, Moses Cho, and others at the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, South Africa, as well as many others from University of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Brown University, USA, University of Twente, Netherlands, and University of Maryland. Thank you so much. My sincere thanks to my consultancy associates and friends, they are also on the screen, particularly Professor Dondoye, Professor Chukwu, Professor Lokudejo, Dr. Balogun, Kadiri, and many others. I will always cherish the love and support I receive from the following family and individuals: Dokun Adekoye, Kenny Akinbode USA, Bola Adewu USA, Adelaja Odukoya, Engineer Kola Balogun, Victor Goma, Rasak Kolawole, and many others. Thank you very much. To my old school friends, especially my post-primary school mates, you know, learn better by far. Some of them are here. Better by far 12 class 1 and 2 sets. Adebo Wale Akelu, Falilatu, Bidemi Yusuf Akisoya, Ido Abelo Yusuf, Bumi Ogunleyo, SS Memory, and many others. Your presence in my journey has been a blessing. I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to the many individuals who have singularly contributed to my academic journey, mostly late Professor Amidu, the 10th Vice Chancellor, who welcomed me my first appointment after 6 months to lecturer 2. Professor Rahman Adisabelu, 11th Vice Chancellor, who facilitated my rapid promotion in 2011 to lecturer 1 and to senior lecturer in 2016. Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, the 12th Vice Chancellor, who initiated my promotion to Prof in 2020. My special thanks also goes to our Amidu Vice President, Professor Owolabi Oguntola, OS, SAS, and our management team. Professor Leslie, the DBC, Professor Leslie, Professor Muyiwa, our registrar, and the Xaverian. Thank you very much. Sorry for on a special note, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to our immediate past DBC, academic and research, Professor Bola Obo, and our predecessor, Professor Oluwole Pariloni. They did a wonderful job in my life. Thank you, ma. Thank you, sir. To my faculty, most especially my dean, Professor Adelaja Odukoya, my department, my students, I say thank you. To Unilag Muslim community and Unilag Muslim alumni, as well as the Unilag Joint Christian Fellowship, I say thank you. My frequent gratitude to University of Lagos Senior Staff Club and University of Lagos Academic Multipurpose Cooperative, to all the unions, ASU, SANU, NASU, NAT, and student bodies, I convey my deep appreciation. To my colleagues and friends across Nigeria University, Unilorin, UI, OAU, OOU, etc. Thank you very much for being part of my success story. I'm very sure that OAU sent the contingent for this program. Special thanks to Professor Dejiomole, Chairman, Lafayette Governing Council. You are happily appreciated. You are highly appreciated. Professor Mustafa Usman, OOU, and Professor Tony Parola is online. I say thank you to you, sir. Special recognition. On a special note, my sincere and heartfelt gratitude goes to Professor Alabi Sebili Okola Omotuneye. From the very first day I came to submit my MSc application form, I felt an immediate sense of comfort around you. You have been an exceptional teacher, mentor, brother, colleagues, and friends. You didn't just introduce me to consultancy work, you actively involved me in projects, guided my contributions, and ensured I submitted a report of high standards. Those experiences laid the foundation for my relevance in environmental consultancy to this very day. Before I proceed, I want to thank my sister, the provost of College of Surveying, Oyo, Dr. To my Lord, spiritual and temporal, the Royal Majesty, the Owolabi of the Adegoni, thank you. The Olukara of the Ikare is not here. The Olu of only one land. He comes to come in this afternoon that he has something to do that will join us. Maybe you can see me here. The Aodu of the Yavi Kingdom, Oba Dr. Abiodun Wedoku, Patimo. Thank you. He's a brother, he's a friend. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. My gratitude also extends to the IG. Thank you very much. My sincere appreciation goes to Honorable Patai Oloju, former Deputy Speaker of Ondo State House of Assembly and 3-time Commissioner in Ondo State. I think he's also here in Canada. To all chief imams of University of Lagos, I say thank you. My sincere thanks to Evangelist Akin Adebayo, Imola Gospel Singer, is here in this hall, and Alhaji Abdullahi Badi Akibode, voice of Islamic Ummah. You see, I try to balance. Voice of Islamic Ummah. For the last thing, this their song I drew from their songs in my early adulthood. Thank you, sir. I'm deeply thankful to my mother-in-law, especially my late father-in-law, Mr. Ademola Kabiru Okunsaga, Biala Grand Team and General Bridges, and my mother-in-law, Alaja Abusadu Adetubi Okunsaga, for their love and acceptance. Also, my appreciation goes to Okunsaga and Awebimo family, as well as many others from Ijebu Igbo. Thank you very much. I'm properly grateful to the entire Ayeni family, your Ayeni family and Akola family. Your love and support have been a constant source of strength and joy in my life. To my late uncles and aunties, they are there. May Almighty Allah grant them a journey. They are now in Jupiter. You know it's not happy. Jupiter is where there is no life. They are now there. I sincerely appreciate the members of my planning committees, ably coordinated by my esteemed colleagues, Dr. Owolabi and Professor Lapodola. Thank you very much. So my interim siblings, they are all there. Sikiratu Patayi, Kubura, and Nuratu, Daniela, and Mumuni. Thank you very much. To my late father, Jimo Ayeni, fondly called Jimo Kekere, your one small dream has grown into a significant and proud life to follow the will of Almighty Allah. My dear mother, Alhaja Rafatu Ayeni, Aja Kebe, thank you for introducing to the world of self-reliance at age 15 and teaching me the values of contentment, discipline, and self-worth. Your guidance laid the foundation for my success. So my fellow children, Mutiatu Ayeni, Kudiratu Ayeni, Sainab Ayeni, Ali Ayeni, and Ali Ayeni, you are my greatest joy and the pride of my life. Your presence fills my days with laughter, meaning, and purpose. Thank you for being the light of my administration of my life. Madam Professor, Yoruba say, Egula Tinkeni Ibadan. My deepest and most excellent gratitude go to my beloved wife, Dr. Mrs. Jeripa Tutaiwo Ayeni. A brilliant mathematician whose intelligence transcends equation and whose love for fast all mayors. Our person is not just deep but immeasurable, best captured by what I call the equation of love. A symbol of love that grows, endures, and blossoms continuously with the passage of time. Our Platonian theorem of love reflects the beautiful harmony between our proper intelligence and the radiant grace of our character. Our presence in my life is like a prime number, real, indivisible, and precious. Love that approaches infinity, boundless in joy and rich in meaning. Thank you, my Lord. This is my inaugural lecture.
Former Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services. Professor Bola Obo, former Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research. Professor Yetunde Zaid, former University Librarian. I also recognize the presence of Emeritus Professor Owolabi. Good afternoon for coming. His Royal Highness Majesty Oba Adeleke Aderemi Adedoni Adebite, the Owari and His Royal Majesty Aholu Oba Dr. Abiodun Aolu of Yafin Kingdom Badagry Kabiyesi. Thank you for coming. Alhaji Abdullah Harto Ali, AHLI Society of Nigeria, and the entire members of the Association of Nigerian Geographers, thank you for coming. I recognize the presence online of Professor Toyin Falola, his sister, and the entire members of his family, as well as Mama Alhaja Rafat Anike Ayeni. Congratulations, Ma. The children of whom he is greatly proud and the love of his life, Mudirat Ayeni, Zainab Ayeni, Ali and Ami Alim Ayeni. And last but not the least, the bone of his bone, the right solution to the heart. Dr. Mr. Sherifa Taiwo Ayeni, congratulations. Medicine, Professor Ademola Oremusu, the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Professor Adelaja Odukoya, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press. We just listened to Professor Amidu Owolabi Ayeni's inaugural lecture on geography, development, and identity. Where is the duplication? The lecture emphasized geography's unique integrative approach, its multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary reach, and its ability to synthesize spatial, environmental, and human phenomena, underscoring its indispensable role in sustainable development, spatial planning, and environmental stewardship. Against this conceptual and disciplinary backdrop, Professor Ayeni shares his scholarly contributions to the discipline of geography, situated within 5 interrelated thematic areas: water and resource management, environmental sustainability and ecosystem studies, indigenous knowledge and cultural ecology, climate change and adaptation, and policy, sanitation, geoinformation sciences, and cross-sectoral urban issues. In water and resource management, his research addressed water security, quality, access inequalities, and the socio-cultural dimensions of water governance in rapidly urbanizing and climate-stressed environments. His works provided evidence for inclusive water policies and coordinated investments in infrastructure, environmental stewardship, and climate-adaptive governance across Nigeria's hydrological landscapes by integrating climate change, biodiversity conservation, and pollution. These studies have generated actionable insights into how environmental changes shape livelihoods and resilience through the integration of remote sensing, spatial analysis, and ecological assessments. In the area of indigenous knowledge and cultural ecology, our inaugural lecturer demonstrated that indigenous knowledge systems are dynamic functional frameworks for sustainability rather than static cultural relics. He showed how indigenous knowledge systems contribute to natural resource management, climate adaptation, and community resilience under environmental and development pressures. With his climate change scholarship, Professor Ayeni examined the nexus of climate variability, human adaptation, and local ecological knowledge in West Africa by combining scientific analysis with indigenous and environmental perceptions. His research has contributed in no mean measure to resilience building, equitable climate governance, and context-specific adaptation planning at local and national levels. Congratulations on giving a very good and interesting inaugural lecture with immense contribution on improving our society and the world at large. Congratulations to you and your faculty. I thank you all for coming and wish you safe return to your various destinations. I hereby declare this assembly closed.
sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm Professor Adelaja Odutola Odukoya, the Dean Faculty of Social Sciences.
Owolabi Sebili Shoneye is my name. I happen to be a professor of geography in Unilag, immediate past dean of the School of Postgraduate School, and a member of the University Council currently. You don't know me. My name is Professor Ayodeji Omole. I am the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso.
I am Professor Luciano Binatuku, the immediate past Deputy Vice Chancellor Management Services. Okay, my name is Dr. Yabode Ayela. I'm a geographer by training from the origin, even though I've crossed to the Department of Employment Relations and Human Resource Management.
Today is a very glorious day, and I'm happy we are all witness to the wonderful lecture, inaugural lecture delivered by Professor Ayeni, Amidu Ayeni. There are lectures and there are inaugural lecture. This one is extraordinary. This one shows brilliance. This one shows commitment, and this one demonstrates academic excellence.
Professor Ayeni happened to be my PhD student. He was not only a student, he's currently my brother and my colleague. We share a lot of things in common. Our fathers bear the same name. We share same birthday, and we only met in Lagos, only to find out that our attitude, our behavior are almost the same.
The inaugural lecturer of today, Professor Ayeni, as you can see, is a great scholar, and a great scholar who has combined his excellence with humility. Professor Ayeni traverses across all disciplines, from ecosystem function to spatial analysis, and we have even enjoyed him more in the area of geospatial techniques.
The lecture I've just attended now, delivered by Professor Ayeni, very lucid, very impactful, very interesting. Even the presentation is wow. In fact, another person sitting close to me said, I'm coming to see Dr. Ayeni to find out how he did his power presentation. That was so good. And coming from an academic, so interesting.
And once again, Ayeni has proven that he's a scholar of global repute. Apart from his outstanding publications, he has also been able to address some of the challenges facing his immediate environment, which is one of the hallmarks of academics.
And you see one interesting thing about this inaugural lecture that most people don't know. Professor Ayeni was just pronounced a professor last year. He's one of the few professors that will deliver his inaugural lecture barely 1 year after pronouncement. There are professors that have been pronounced in professors for over 20 years, 10 years, and so he's a very brilliant scholar, and today is a wonderful day. And you can see the crowd that have come out to celebrate it. And like he said, he's not a local scholar, he's an international scholar, and I affirm that. Thank you very much.
The sky is the limit. He's already flying. So I wish him greater heights and better achievements, which are definitely lined up, inshallah, in Jesus' name. Thank you.
So I wish him the best. I congratulate him, and the work has just started, and he should move on to greater heights. Congratulations, my dear brother.
And I want to wish him well. I know if he decides to go for an election in the University of Lagos, is going to win hands down, because you need to see the hall, you need to see how many people that attended. The upstairs was filled, downstairs were filled. In fact, I was saying, is he going to feed us all this math today? So I wish him well, I wish his family well, and married to a mathematician, that was a very good combination. So I wish the children also well, and may God bless us. Thank you very much. Amen.
You must be able to influence your environment positively. And in his lecture today, Ayeni was able to put it to us in a plain language what he has been able to do to influence his environment. Thank you very much.
My name is Professor Amidu Owolabi Ayeni, a professor of environmental geography. Today is a special day in my life. I'm so happy that I cannot quantify my happiness. It is a day that I've been planning for since 2016 after my senior lecturer. So I think I have my first title or topic for this lecture in 2019 when I was promoted, in 2016 when I was promoted to a senior lecturer. So thank God for today. You can see the how people come out to come and to come and share me up, to come and celebrate with me. It is I'm so happy. I thank God for that. I thank God for my life. So what they see, you can see how people come out. So people is like a contribution, like in Yoruba say, Agotobada, Lomako. So what you contribute is what you reap. So there's no magic anywhere in the world. So do your best, try what work. As I used to say, not that live and let others live. My own thing is that live and help others to live.